Well, let's now turn to the UK, where it is now a day after that country's first major terrorist attack in 2 years.
I really hope that it can be business as usual, as fast as possible, and obviously all the forensics have to be done, and I thank the police for what they're doing, and they're doing a fantastic job. But I think businesses around here want to get on with their lives. It's the run-up to Christmas, and you can see people out on the streets shopping already, and that's a great thing.
The country's Prime Minister Boris Johnson is visiting London Bridge, all in an effort to reassure the public. The bridge in the heart of the city's financial district was the scene of a deadly rampage by a man wielding a knife. He killed 2 people, injured 3 others before members of the public subdued him. One man sprayed the attacker with a fire extinguisher and a group tackled him to the ground. Shortly after, police fatally shot the suspect. Now, we are getting some word of the first confirmed victim of this attack, the father of 25-year-old Jack Merritt, confirming that his son was one of the 2 people killed. Merritt was a course counselor for Learning Together, which was hosting the event at Fishmongers Hall that the attacker was attending. Now, on Twitter, Jack's father, David, wrote that his son, quote, would not wish his death to be used as the pretext for more draconian sentences or for detaining people unnecessarily. He also called his son a beautiful spirit who always took the side of the underdog. Now, of course, some officials are calling for stricter sentencing laws, all in the wake of this attack, including Boris Johnson. Our Dominic Velitis is on location near London Bridge right now. So, Dominic, hello to you. Tell us a bit more about what we're hearing from Boris Johnson and other top British officials today.
Well, of course, Michael, one of the things we've learned over the last 24 hours or so is really how the man who carried out yesterday's attack on London Bridge behind me was known to the authorities. Indeed, we now know that he even served time for terrorist-related offences. And that, Michael, has become something of a political issue here in the United Kingdom, especially, of course, because in a couple of weeks' time, Brits will go to the polls. It's something that Boris Johnson himself picked up on earlier. Here's what he had to say.
It does not make sense for us as a society to be putting people convicted of terrorist offences, of serious violent offences, out on early release. And we argue that people should serve the term for which they're sentenced. That's my immediate takeaway from this, and that's why we're committed to increasing the sentences for serious and violent offenders.
And of course, something else we've learned over the last few hours or so, Michael, is how the public played a key part in bringing this attack yesterday to an end. We've all seen those pictures now of those members of the public keeping a hold of the man until armed police arrived on the bridge and shot and killed him. And those members of the public have received widespread praise from a number of officials. We've heard, of course, from Boris Johnson. We've also heard from the leader of the Labour opposition party, Jeremy Corbyn, and London's Mayor Sadiq Khan. All had praise for those individuals. The Queen too has passed on her praise to those people. She's in a statement, she said she praised the brave individuals who put their own lives at risk to selflessly help and protect others. Michael.
So already there, Dominic, a lot of reaction, but we're also getting new details here, emerging details about the attacker. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, that's right. Overnight, police named the attacker as 28-year-old Usman Khan. And as I said earlier, he was, of course, known to the authorities. He was jailed in 2012 for terrorism-related offences. In fact, he was jailed for plotting to attack the London Stock Exchange. Now, he was released on licence, which is a form of parole that we have here in the United Kingdom, back in December. And there are unconfirmed reports as well today in several newspapers, Michael, that at the time he carried out yesterday's attack on London Bridge, he was apparently wearing an electronic tag, but it did nothing, of course, to stop him from killing 2 people and injuring 3 others, one of whom is said to be in a critical condition. So, as you can imagine, questions are being asked today how a convicted terrorist who was out on parole and apparently wearing some form of electric tag was able to carry out such an attack.